So today I'm getting involved with Migrant Help as it's a charity that really does resonate with me. My grandparents moved from their respective countries, both Guyana and Pakistan, back in the 60s. I think it's important today that we really do shine a light on this particular cause because there hasn't been the greatest media representation of migrants coming to the UK. I think after appearing on Love Island, people have a lot of nice things to say about my experience on the show, you know, kind of showing that Asian men can be portrayed in a positive light in the media, and hopefully we can meet Osam and meet Eduardo, hear their stories.
As a human being, you are all the time looking for developing your dreams, and one of them is offer to your family a safety place to live.
Nobody choose to be refugee one day. Many people say to me, you have to be positive and you have to be strong and try to do something good for yourself and try to change my life, you know?
I'm grateful for the sacrifice that my grandparents have made for me to be here today. And I'm here to meet Osam and Eduardo from El Salvador and Yemen to hear their stories and how they want to better their lives. Osam.
Hello.
كيف حالك?
Nice to meet you, Nas.
So you were a nurse back in Yemen?
Yeah, I used to work as a nurse, but
Wow.
wasn't safe.
Yeah.
Because I work in a hospital.
Yeah.
Then they asked me to work in medical camp, you know, in the front line, in the war.
Oh,
And
wow.
I had many friends went there, and they died.
Oh my, that's
It's not
crazy.
safe. Yeah, it's not safe. I want to improve my English, to get high level English, to be able to work as a nurse again.
Tell me a little bit more about your journey from Yemen to where you are today.
I had difficult experience during my journey. I lived in a small tent with 7,000 of people and no toilets. They made fire and it was fighting. It's not safe and it's really scary yet.
So it hasn't been an easy journey. You travel by rubber boat as well?
Yeah, rubber boat. I can't swim.
You can't even swim?
Yeah, but I don't have any choice
Oh.
because, when you're in a bad situation,
Yeah.
and you don't think about anything, just how to survive.
Yeah.
You know, when I was on the boat, I remember I was in a bad situation, and I said, "Okay, it's nothing.
Yeah.
If I die, or
If you can do that, you can do anything.
yes."
So being a migrant in the UK, what's it been like? How have people received you?
When I was in Ben Ali camp, I think it's because it was the first time they say refugee or asylum in their area, and this is not your country, you have to go back to Yemen, and they should understand our situation, consider our situation,
Yeah.
and to understand that nobody choose to be refugee.
Yeah.
If you ask someone here, you want to be refugee in other country one day, he will say no.
Why I left El Salvador, it was because I was kidnapped by the gangs in my country. I was 19 when I was kidnapped.
Oh God, that is crazy. So what happened once you were kidnapped?
I was outside of the church, and I have to go to the supermarket. So on my way to the supermarket, there were some guys that they approached to me, and they started to ask me to give it to them my belongings. I was just asking, can I go back to my house? And they say no. And that was the moment when I realized that I will never get back to my family.
Yeah.
When they realized that I was not helping them, you know, they just told me, so if you don't want to help, we're gonna kill you. So they untied me, they put a gun on my head, and they asked me for doing my last prayer. When I was praying, I started someone shooting, and I thought that they were shooting at me. So I just lay down on the floor, but then I realized that they were not shooting at me. They were shooting someone else. When I opened my eyes, there was nobody with me, and I started to run away from that place.
I mean, you clearly are very clearly a very headstrong, very brave young man as well
Thank you.
to kind of go through all of that and make it out the other end. So since coming to the UK, how would you say you've been perceived?
Well, some people have stereotypes. Most of the people, they think like close. More than being refugees, we're human beings.
Yeah, of course.
That we can help the society.
Yeah.
And that's what we are looking for.
So what's the plan now then for you, now that you're in Cardiff, now that you're feeling a bit more settled?
Well, I'm working at the moment. It's a law firm which is they specialize in immigration. You cannot imagine how much hope they get as soon as I speak with them.
Yeah.
Because when I arrived here, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a friend here.
Yeah.
So I was completely lost.
Yeah.
Loneliness is one of the things that destroy you.
Yeah.
Just met two really amazing young men today. I mean, that's undeniable. The positivity, the energy that they radiate despite being what they've been through and despite, telling me such an intense story. Both of them had such intense journeys just to be here today. I mean, hats off to them, I mean, I don't think I would have such a brave face if I'd been through half the things that they've been through. What really hit home, especially from Eduardo, was we aren't refugees, we are people.
I feel blessed because I have this opportunity and I'm not gonna waste it.